There is no question as to whether or not you'll become a millionaire working here. The only question is how many times over. Now, y'all look money hungry, and that's good. Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't fucking have any. They say money can't buy happiness. Look at the fucking smile on my face. Ear to ear, baby. You want details? Fine. I drive a Ferrari, 355 Cabriolet. What's up? I have a ridiculous house in the South Fork. I have every toy you could possibly imagine. And best of all, kids, I am liquid. So, now you know what's possible. Let me tell you what's required. You are required to work your fucking ass off at this firm.
And lest we forget, that's the only reason any of you became stockholders in the first place. You want to make money. You don't care if they manufacture wire and cable, fried chicken, or grow tangerines. You want to make money. I'm the only friend you've got. I'm making you money. Take the money.
Here's the deal.
That you cannot understand the world today unless and until you recognize that appearance and reality and all things connected with the Antichrist are opposite to each other. And unless and until you see with the internal eye in addition to the external sight, you will be deceived and misguided. You will not be able to understand and interpret the world today.
When do we get concerned?
We don't get concerned.
The real mean of their increase in power in interest banking, which is otherwise it's forbidden in every religion, even Buddhism.
The media is controlled by the all-seeing Eileen. The moral compass
to this ideal and want the underworld, you learn why. These guys worship the serpent just to fry. Wearing fashion and trends are all you care about. Sitting in the seat of a Benz ain't really paramount. Cause when this life ends, what will you hear about? 5 seconds, don't stress the here and now. Shopping bags with things you can't afford, and I'm charging on your card, your statement's exorbitant. I'm describing what the word morbid is, and kids crying in sweatshops they tortured in. Temporary high, your jeans are fly, your cream that matches to your greenest jacket. Who cares how you have them seams crafted? See how they got you worshiping this fashion? Think it's romantic? No, you in that rabbit hole, and there's no fold, they ain't captured. And don't forget to promptly pay taxes, directly financing all of the bombs blasting. This is tragic, they doing magic right in your face. Kabbalah is pragmatic. Phase 3, hopefully this catches your attention. Let's wake up the masses.
Since we all inhabit the earth, all of us are considered earthlings.
There is no sexism, no racism, or speciesism in the term earthling.
It encompasses each and every one of us, warm or cold-blooded, mammal, vertebrae or invertebrate, bird, reptile, amphibian, fish, and human alike. Humans, therefore, being not the only species on the planet, share this world with millions of other living creatures as we all evolve here together.
However, it is the human earthling who tends to dominate the earth, oftentimes treating other fellow earthlings and living beings as mere objects. This is what is meant by speciesism. By analogy with racism and sexism, the term speciesism is a prejudice or attitude of bias in favor of the interest of members of one's own species and against those of members of other species. Over 100 million wild animals are murdered for their pelts every year, 25 million in the United States alone. These animals, obtained by hunting and trapping, are kept on fur farms in conditions like these. Naturally, these undomesticated, wild animals are not accustomed to being caged. And cage madness develops when frightened and frustrated animals are driven crazy from the stress of confinement. These wild, free-roaming animals and their offspring find themselves unable to live a natural life, can never take even a few steps or feel the earth beneath their feet. Instead, they are reduced to scratching, circling, and pacing endlessly. The physical injuries these animals endure on fur farms involve broken and exposed bones, blindness, ear infections, dehydration and malnutrition, exposure to freezing temperatures, lack of veterinary care, and slow death. No laws indicate the killing of animals on fur farms. Therefore, the least expensive methods are the most appealing. Carbon monoxide poisoning, strychnine, suffocation, breaking the neck, and anal electrocution are some of the more common methods used. Removed from his or her cage with a heavy neck pole, the animals walk past the rows of bodies of slaughtered foxes, sables, raccoons, and wolves, among others. Death by anal electrocution is a crude process that requires a probe to be inserted in the rectum while the animal bites down on a metal conductor. Oftentimes, this inept procedure must be repeated to actually kill the animal. And the skin carcasses seen here will later be ground up and fed to the animals still caged.
Now go home and think about it. Think about whether or not this is really for you. If you decide it isn't, listen, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's not for everyone. Thanks.
Sky. Jesus. Jesus.
Sun.
Sun. Net-i. Net-i.
They are gentle, loving, faithful, lacking in all guile and trickery. Their words denoting lying, deceit, greed, envy, slander, and forgiveness have never been heard. They have no jealousy, no sense of possession. Real, what I thought a dream.
It's like seeing the ghost.
Where have you been? It looked like you come back from the dead.
Where's that rocket?
No more.
God, that's so long. You should never trust me. You didn't bring any. Did you bring food? Starving. Someone got killed.
We have created this society. Not each one of us, but our past generations. We have those and us have created this present immoral, destructive society.
Any man receiving the punishment of himself will be dealt in harshly.
And we are trapped by that society. That society is made by each one of us. So we are responsible for that society.
anti-modern. No, we want to be modern. We want to be up to date. We want all the sophisticated things that make life complementary. All the benefits, whether it's education, social services, transportation, technology. We want everything that goes along with what's called being modern. In fact, the Quran teaches us to be up to date, to be aware, to be educated, to be in tune. So we Muslims, with our knowledge and attachment to the Quran and to the behavior of the Prophet ﷺ, we do not have a problem in embracing what is considered to be the modern benefits of humanity. But we don't have to swallow. We don't have to swallow the whole chicken along with the bones. We don't have to do that.
Actually, you see, I mean, it's a combination of both. I mean, here it is the natural instinct, and here is control. You are to combine the two in harmony. Not, if you have one to the extreme, you will be very unscientific. If you have another to the extreme, you become all of a sudden a mechanical man, no longer a human being. So it is a successful combination of both.
Whether it is possible not to change society, but is it possible to radically, deeply transform our condition?
I'm sure you have heard the old tale about a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and you know no one has ever found it. Most people would say it is because there is no gold, but the real reason is that there is no rainbow. Let me explain. The waterfall you have been looking at has a very special feature. There is a rocky ledge behind the fall, and it allows you to walk around the waterfall and look at it from every possible angle. On a sunny day, you can see a shimmering rainbow in the mist produced by the falling water. That is, you can see a rainbow when you look at the waterfall from the right angle. Now look what happens when we go behind the waterfall. We can still see the waterfall and we can still see the mist, but from this angle there is no rainbow. How can that be? The reason is that the waterfall is a material phenomenon. There is physical water falling, so you can see it from any angle. The rainbow, on the other hand, is not a physical phenomenon, so you can't go and touch the rainbow. The rainbow is an optical phenomenon. It is produced by light being reflected by water drops in the air, but the rainbow is only visible from a specific viewing angle. It is kind of like a mirage in the desert, and that's why the rainbow disappears if you try to walk up to it. Do you see what I'm saying? There is no physical rainbow that exists outside of the observer. A rainbow is like beauty. It is all in the eye of the beholder. If you have two people who are looking at the waterfall from different angles, they can both see a rainbow, but it will not be the same rainbow. The rainbow seen from one vantage point is different from the one seen from a different viewing angle. Now imagine that one person gets the idea that he is seeing the only real rainbow and that the rainbows seen by other people are fake. So he attempts to convince others that he is right, and if they don't believe him, he kills them. You would probably agree that there was something seriously wrong with this person's understanding of rainbows. The followers of each religion should use their religion to reach for the spiritual pot of gold at the end of their rainbow. That pot of gold is a direct experience of the God who is beyond the material world. It's called a mystical experience, and millions of people have had them. Just imagine what that would do for world peace.
Is when you respect those fundamental rights that we will generally have peace.
Up over the clouds to where the sky was blue, I could see all around.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia,
everywhere,
sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners,
I could see all.
Will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood? I have a dream.
Sometimes I feel like I'd never been nothing but tired, and I'll be working till the day I expire. Sometimes I lay down, no more can I do.
One day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream.
Some days I go down, afraid I will fall, and though the sun shines, I see nothing at all, and I hear your sweet voice, oh, 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 come and then go, come and then go, telling me softly, you love me so.
I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the Lord.
Just over the mountain, the peaceful valley, you come to know. I may never get there, I may not get there ever in this lifetime, but soon or later sooner or later
I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
And that little bit of sadness in the mornings you spoke of, I think I know what that is. Perhaps you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
What am I supposed to do?
Go to where people are. You won't have to look very long. It's all right to be afraid, David. Because this part won't be like a comic book. Real life doesn't fit into little boxes that were drawn for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, you'll probably be about as good as I was. That's kind of the way it works, and I was below average, so you'll probably ultimately rank somewhere around there, so really, you'll excel at a lot of things, just not this. I don't want you out here shooting this ball around all day and night, all right?
All right.
Okay? All right, go ahead. Hey. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
You may shoot, you may cut, you may kill me, girl. Your words, your eyes, in and out of this crazy world. And still I rise, like yeah, I ride. She was stuck between a rock and a hard, hard place. Came home running wild, in and out of emptiness. And still you rise, like yeah, you ride. Isolated and everybody knows we cry, we try to get it together for sure. And still we'll rise, like yeah, we'll rise. Sugar, sugar, I was dreaming last night about you. Wrapped up in real talk, I will not lose. And still we'll rise, and still we'll rise, yeah, we'll rise. I wanna tell you sometimes don't wanna leave you like no mercy left at all. say the word now. We say